Today's video is sponsored by Black Gold Compost Company. I want to thank the good people over at Black Gold for the generous donation of all this beautiful black cow manure that we use in our video today, and it's made a tremendous success in our garden. I've been using black cow for many years, ever since 1980, and it's always made a tremendous difference in my garden, and I've been very pleased with our product. I highly recommend it. Thank you, Black Gold, for sponsoring our channel. Well, good morning, friends. Today we're going to plant some carrots together, so stick with me. We'll be right back after the break, and we'll get started. See you then. Well, welcome back. Today's a big day. We're going to plant us some carrots, and this is October the 1st here in Florida, and I'm going to be planting a variety of carrot called Bolero, okay? And I'm going to be using a brand new device that I just got. I got this from hollisnancyshomestead.com, and I used this same little seed planter last year. I borrowed one from my friend, and it works fantastic. I was really impressed with it. So this year I got one for ourselves, and this will allow me to drop 4 rows at a time, and it puts it out uniformly, and it works good, really good. Last year we had over 1,000 carrots planted, and it only took me a minute to plant them. So that's time is of the essence around here, so I really like that. And I also like it on a big long handle, which means I don't have to bend my back, which is even better. So anyway, let's talk about these seeds, take a close-up look at these seeds, and we'll also take a close-up look at the 4-row pinpoint seed dropper. Well, here's the seeds I got. Got them from johnnyseed.com. You might want to check out their website and get some of these for yourself if you want. These are called Bolero, and I got the pelleted seeds, of course, because I'm going to be using my little seed dropper. So I have to have the pelleted seeds. They will not work with the raw seeds. So there we go. Get the seal off. You can see the seeds here. As you can see, they're coated in a clay material, so they're very uniform. They're a little bit bigger, and they'll fall through my little seed dropper, you know, just right. So it'll go down in there and only release 1 seed at a time, so I can spread these out correctly. Now this coating on these pelleted seeds, you know, it'll deteriorate a little bit slower than raw seed. So it means it's going to germinate a little bit slower than if I'd have planted raw seed, but really it ain't gonna make much difference, you know, a couple, 2 or 3 days at the most. So anyway, I recommend using this if you're going to try to use this seed dropper. Well, here's my little 4-row pinpoint seed dropper. You notice that it's got 4 little hoppers here, and it's got some adjustable brushes here with some indentations in the crossbar underneath, so you can put different size seeds in here, and you adjust these little brushes here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's some little brushes here with a little thumb screw, and you can adjust that to where you're dropping 1 seed at a time. So when the unit is being pulled, you pull it in a, you know, a reverse direction like that. It's spinning the crossbar, which is dropping a seed out, and it has these little things here are digging a little furrow for you while the seed is dropping into the furrow. And last year when I used this, they buried themselves. I go back and I tamp down the furrow a little bit, and it put it right on into the ground. We had a great harvest with them. So I really like this thing. I'm going to be using it from now on. It's quick and easy, and it might be something you want to try in your garden yourself. Let's go get started. Okay, we're about ready to get started. I'm gonna head over to the earth bed and get the earth bed prepped. I'm gonna be adding in a bunch of black cow in there to give me some good animal compost into the bed itself. I'm gonna plant my carrots in my perimeter box bed because it's easy to maintain, and that's perfect for this little pinpoint dropper. So that's where I'm going to put the seeds, get the bed prepped, and get them installed. And we're going to watch the development of these carrots all the way through from today when we plant the seed all the way until we harvest them together. So this is a full progression video from seed to harvest. So let's get started. Well, there we go. We got our Bolero carrot seeds planted into the little perimeter box here, and they're off and running. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you saw me doing on the video clip earlier when I was putting in the bone meal. Bone meal is a great source of phosphorus, which is going to promote root growth, and that is exactly what I want to do with this. But I want you to keep in mind whenever you're using bone meal that it is a slow release fertilizer, and it takes about 4 months to completely degrade and completely be used up. So a lot of people say, well, why are you putting it in there when carrots only take 75 to 80 days? Well, let me explain that. The bone meal, when I put it into the bed here and I wet it down, when I get it wet that first time, it's going to release probably maybe 10% of that phosphorus right away. It's almost a complete powder at that point. So it's going to give some phosphorus into the soil to let that soil start absorbing it. And then when those seeds start germinating and they start reaching down, they're going to feed on that a little bit of phosphorus, and that promotes the root growth. Now, over a period of time, over the next 3 or 4 months, that bone will completely release gradually, little by little by little. That's why I only need to put it in the first time on the initial planting, because it's going to take 4 months before it's used up. So I'm going to put these carrots in. Today's October 1st. Theoretically, in 75 or 80 days, they should be ready around December, right? Well, I'm not going to harvest these in December. I'm letting my carrots winter over. So I'm going to leave these in till maybe February, around February or so. So that's plenty of time for that bone meal to work in that soil and to feed those carrot roots and produce some really pretty roots. So just keep in mind any root plant, root vegetable, root crop that you're trying to grow, when you're using bone meal, you want to only use it if that root crop is going to take greater than 90 days, 80 or 90 days before you can harvest it. Keep in mind it's a very slow release. I wanted to point out that these seeds I just installed need to be kept moist. So you don't want these seeds to dry out at all. Come out here and check them, especially the first 3 weeks. Check them a couple of times a day. Feel that soil with the back of your hand. If it feels the slightest bit dry, wet it down again and get it moist. Don't overwater where it's standing in water. So lightly water and get that moistened up and come back and check it. It's better to water it often than to try to do it all at one time, okay? So water it in, light it lightly in the morning, come back about 2 o'clock in the day, check it again. You'll probably have to water it again, and that should hold it until the next day. I don't really want to water this at night in the late afternoon because I really don't want it to sit overnight too wet, because that causes, you know, your seeds to rot. So be careful with your watering and make sure that it doesn't go dry on you. Now what I'll do with this this carrot bed is in about 5 or 6 weeks I'll come in here and I will rinse this down with some liquid fertilizer, which is got some nitrogen to it, so I can help to promote the tops. I want the tops to get good and healthy, and if the tops are growing real good, then it's going to make the root grow and dig in and dig deeper. So that's the idea. Is in about 4 to 5 weeks here, I'll come in here and I'll hit it with some liquid fertilizer that will push the nitrogen. So that's our game plan. We've got the Bolero carrots installed. Stick with us. This is a progression all the way to the day we harvest them. So we'll be back in the days ahead, and we'll monitor the progress of these pretty little old Bolero carrots. See you soon. Well, our Bolero carrots are doing really great. They've been out here in the little perimeter box here for about 4 weeks now. You can see they have emerged. They've already got the true leaves. They're doing really good, and I really like that pinpoint seed dropper that I used. And it's, as you can see, has a nice organized row for me, which I like. That way I can maintain the keep the weed pressure under control with it being organized the way it is. And it gives the carrots the correct amount of spacing so they can mature and develop into the carrot that God meant them to be. So we'll be back in the days ahead, and we'll watch the development of these beautiful carrots till we get them out of the ground. See you soon. Well, good morning. Our Bolero carrots are doing pretty good. They've been out here for right about 10, 11 weeks now. And as you can see, they're making some good tops. They're starting to get some traction. And it's at this point I want to hit them with some liquid nitrogen. So I'm going to be getting some fish emulsion, and I'm going to apply that liquid fertilizer on top of this all the way down to get the tops going good and get them nice and healthy, which will help that root continue, that taproot to continue to develop. Remember, we got plenty of phosphorus already underneath, so now we need a little bit of nitrogen to help push the tops to give me an overall good healthy plant. So we'll be back in the days ahead, get these things fertilized, and watch the difference. Should be about 3 weeks after I fertilize them, we'll see a nice jump. So we'll be back in 3 weeks. Well, it's almost Christmas, and we fertilized these with some liquid nitrogen fish emulsion about 3 weeks ago, and as you can see, they've exploded and they're doing great. So we're going to let these continue to grow right on through the winter and until we harvest them totally out next spring. But right now we're at the point where Nancy says, hey Hollis, go out there and get me 6 or 8 carrots for supper. I can come out here and get some. So we can eat them along the way. Let me grab a couple. We'll grab some for supper tonight.
Delicious. Looks good.
You like them, baby?
Oh yeah.
Bolero carrots. They're ready to start cooking and eating right now. And we pick them as needed along the way now to the rest of the winter, and enjoy them. They're going to get a lot bigger than this. So next spring we'll come back and we'll harvest the rest of them out, and they'll be nice, big, beautiful Bolero carrots, and Nancy will can them up, and then they last the whole rest of it. We actually have some left from last year, you know, the little sugar snacks. But this is a different variety this year. These are the Boleros that are even bigger. So we should have enough carrots to last us, you know, with this for at least 18 months, wouldn't you say? Mm-hmm. So Nancy will be getting the canning stuff out and really getting to work on canning carrots. So we'll be back in the spring taking another look at these beautiful Bolero carrots. See you then. Well, here we are, right into January, second, almost third week of January, and these have been growing great, and we've already been nibbling on these. I guess you could say more than nibbling.
Yeah.
We've been eating these things up, man. Mm-hmm. They are really good, and today we just wanted to harvest up a few of these Bolero carrots just to show you how beautiful they are. So this may be a variety you want to try. And what's good about these is they really get pretty big. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, I haven't grown these before. I was a little bit afraid of such a big root like that it might be woody and tough. It ain't. Man, it's good and sweet as it can be. So you want to grab up? Well, we need 6 of them, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's get about 6.
Or 7. Beautiful. How many do you got?
I got 2.
I got 3.
Okay. Well, I'll get one more.
And I'll get one more.
Okay. Whew. But anyway.
Oh, they're beautiful.
We got some. Let me show you these things. I want you to look at them things. I want you to look at what a carrot. Ain't that something? These things are huge. And good as they can be. They're just as sweet, and they're not tough at all. Mm-hmm. And they're real hardy. We've grown them all winter, and these will continue to grow on out into the spring. We'll eventually in the spring we'll
can some, and
yeah, we'll harvest up probably this whole row. We'll go ahead and finish this video now because we're going to harvest this all the way out into in a couple of more months. And then Nancy will get busy canning them all up. Mm-hmm. Actually, we still got carrots from last year when you canned all them, but anyway.
We need at least 100 per each variety. Each carrots and all the other things that we're planning to can.
100 jars?
Each, yeah.
That's a lot of carrots.
Hey, just
anyway,
in case.
Let's head on over yonder to the harvest area and wash these up and look at how pretty they are. See you over at the harvest area.
Mm-hmm. Here.
Okay, wash her up.
I love using these. They're so good. Taste so sweet.
What are you putting them in? What are you putting them in, a stew?
Stew, stir fries, anything you use a carrot for. I mean, hot roast. Oh man, look, I love these in stir fries though. But I'm gonna can some of them. There's plenty of them. They're so big. I'll make a lot of. I could can a bunch of carrots for prepping, just in case of emergency.
Yeah, the pantry looks pretty out there where you got a whole bunch of them canned up on the shelves, you know?
Yeah.
All those orange carrots in there. Looks pretty nice.
We're going to have 100 of each things that we're going to can.
Okay, folks. There it is. You did a nice job, baby.
You grew them. You did a fantastic job growing them.
But these are some nice carrots. We're looking forward to enjoying these all year, and you know, they're going to be producing for a couple of more months here, so they all get about that big right there. That's pretty much what to expect on the Bolero variety, and right tasty. Beautiful carrot. So anyway, we thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this little journey of growing a whole mess of these Bolero carrots. They're very easy to grow, and they sure worth it, ain't they?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we thank you for watching. I hope our video brought some joy to your day and peace to your heart. So until me and Nancy see you next time, we want to thank the Lord for these beautiful carrots. By His hands we are fed. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Amen.
Have a blessed day.